Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to my channel Essentials of Management. Friends, motto of this channel is to evolve high standards of learning outcomes of the subject management science in general and that of environment, health and safety management in particular. So friends, in this Principles and Practices of Management series, today we will have tutorial 4, in which we will try to learn Principles of Management with Henry Fayol. So Fayol observed that management was an activity common to all human undertakings, whether in the home, business or government. So according to him, management is all pervasive. It is required everywhere in all walks of life. Whether it is your personal life, you have to manage yourself, your activity, you have to manage your home, you have to manage the business or a factory, and even you have to manage government. So in every walk of life there is a need of the management. Without management, things cannot be effective and efficient. All activities of business enterprise could be divided into technical, commercial, financial, security, accounting and managerial. So as you establish some business, as the business grows, so you have to do the grouping of the activities. So you group the technical activities, that is production or operation activities, then certain commercial activities, then you have to group the financial activities, accounting and so on. So managerial is also one part of that. In 1916, he provided a list of 14 principles in his book, originally written in French and later translated in English, titled as Industrial and General Administration. Fayol was of the opinion that all managers in all organizations, whether large or small, business or non-business, that is profit making or non-profit making, need to follow the principles or guidelines in managerial organizational affairs. It is very important. That again he said that whether the organization will be small or large, it will be business or non-business, means it may be a police department or military or a government undertaking. So everywhere the management is required and there are certain principles or guidelines in managing all the affairs of any organization. So what is the first principle? Division of work. We just saw it, the first slide. So we do the group finance, accounting, operations, administration and so on. So he said that the work in organization must be divided among individuals and departments. So there has to be an organizational structure, there has to be a departmentation, and every department will have certain group of individuals. There will be an organizational hierarchy in that. So there will be HOD, then there will be assistant HOD, then there will be a supervisor, like that. So organization has to have an organizational structure and there has to be departments and there has to be individual working in those departments under certain hierarchy, right? Then division of work leads to specialization, further leading to speed, efficiency and accuracy. So firstly we saw the grouping of the activities. Secondly, when you are doing certain activity in a certain department, then there has to be some separation of the activities in a smaller group up to the individual level. So there is an example, the first division of work which was carried out in the manufacturing was of safety pin. Now previously each worker used to make complete safety pin, right? So thereafter they started division of work. That means one will cut the wire of the required size, another will sharpen one end of that safety pin, third will bend and make it like a at the half of it make it like some small string, and then next person will put the cap, so the safety pin will be ready. By doing such division of work in manufacturing, the production went up very high, many folds. So this was the first case of division of work in manufacturing, and this is given in the book of Adam Smith in his first book on economics, Wealth of Nations. It also leads to innovation, as person doing the same work for a longer period can better understand the problems faced and can find innovative solutions for the same. So if you are doing same work again and again, so you become experienced, you have the develop a expertise in that particular job, and so you can do it very efficiently and effectively, and so the productivity increases and the quality also increases. Henry Fayol advocated division of work because every change of work requires adaptation or adjustment, which reduces output. So what he says is that if you keep on changing the people, then what will happen, that their efficiency will not be there. So if you keep one person for one job, then his efficiency will automatically increase. So why? Because every work needs certain adaptation or adjustment, and because of that the output is reduced. However, it should not be excessive, which may create the problem of monotony and boredom. So he says that should not be to that great extent that people will not have interest in the work which is allotted to them, and by doing the repetitive work from morning to evening, there will be a problem of monotony and boredom. This has been shown in a very funny manner, in a hilarious manner, in the picture of Charlie Chaplin called as Modern Times. Second is authority and responsibility. Responsibility is natural consequence of authority. Means you can also say that if the responsibility is there, you have to have the authority, right? Because unless you have authority, you cannot fulfill the responsibility. Wherever authority is exercised, responsibilities arises. Vice versa, when the responsibility is given, the authority has to arise. Fayol stressed that authority should be equal or matching to the responsibility, neither excess nor less. So whatever the responsibility is given, in proportion to that, there has to be the authority given. There is no some scale, weighing scale like that you can weigh, you put 2 kg of vegetable in one part and the 2 kg in the other, and then you weigh it. So this weighing is not possible in case of authority and responsibility, but you have to see exactly if person is given responsibility, there has to be a matching authority, so that he is able to fulfill the given responsibilities. If the authority is in excess, then he may misuse his authority. So as far as the authority should be matching with the responsibility. Third, discipline. Discipline is absolutely essential for smooth running of business. Discipline is obedience to authority, observance of the rules of services, norms of performance, respect for superiors, dedication, etc. Very simple. So there has to be obedience, there has to be observance of the rules, and there has to be observance of the norms of the performance. You must respect your superiors and so on. Because if you don't have discipline in your organization, there will not be any order in the organization, there will be chaos. The best means to maintain discipline are good supervision at all levels. Second, clear and fair agreement between employer and the employees. So if there is an agreement and everything is clear to the employees, so for every day, every hour, there will not be a question of argument or some conflict. So third is the judicious use of penalties. So it should not be the case that penalties are not at all used or penalties are used excessively. So there has to be use of penalties judiciously. Unity of command. It means the subordinate should receive orders only from one supervisor. So there should be one person, one boss system. There should not be multiple bosses. Fayol observed that if one subordinate receives orders from more than one superior, then everything will be in disorder and no work will be properly completed. Because if I get instruction from 2-3 people, I will be confused what to do, which work I should give the priority, and so I may not be able to complete the work properly. So nothing will be done in a proper way. So there has to be one boss and one subordinate. If you have multiple bosses, then the work will be a chaos. Unity of direction. According to Fayol, there should be one head, one plan for a group activities having the same objective. So if there is a department, so there is one HOD. So he has to follow, and his team has to follow a single plan. There should not be multiple plans where there will be the confusion. So one follow one plan, the other follow the another plan. Should not be the craze. Okay. So their objective should also be the same, and accordingly their actions are also to be in the achievement of the goals, in the direction of achievement of the goals. So there has to be unity of direction. There cannot be different plans for the same group of activities having the same objectives. For example, for all salesmen of a given region of a given company selling the same product should pursue the same plan and targets coordinated by higher level. Sixth is subordination of individual interest to general interest. So every individual has got his own interest, right? Then the groups have their own interest, right? So if you are working in a group, in a section, then the section has got its own interest. But you have to see that you are not superseding your interest to your group interest, and group has to see that group is not superseding the interest of the organization. So the interest of one employee or a group of employees should not prevail over the entire organization. Every employee or group should work in interest of the organization and not for their own self-interest. So you have to subjugate your interest in the interest of the organization. Otherwise, the organization goals will not be achieved. Remuneration. The amount of remuneration or salaries and the method of payment should be just and fair and should provide maximum possible satisfaction to both employees and employers. So it should depend on circumstances such as cost of living, ability of company to prevailing wages rates in the industry, and over and above good working condition. So salary should be matching with the industry standards of that particular country. Then salary should be a timely salary at a given proper date, and there has to be a regular increments, yearly increments, then the promotions at a required time, and also the other facilities, that is, they are called as intramural facilities and extramural facilities as per ILO, International Labour Organization. So this is about remuneration. Eighth is centralization. Fayol stated that certain matters are to be centralized in respect of decision making and others to be decentralized. There is a need to have proper balance between centralization and decentralization. This centralization and decentralization is about the authority of taking decisions. So, in some organization, there is extreme centralization that each and every decision is taken by the top management. Or in some organization, the organization is very flat. That means there are multiple levels of taking the decisions, that is appropriate decisions which is required at that level. So this is called as the decentralization. Sometimes it is extreme. So according to Fayol, he says that the extreme centralization or decentralization is to be avoided, especially in large companies. So there has to be a certain limit of decentralization as well as centralization. Ninth is order. Fayol stated that there should be order in the organization. So it is a part of discipline. He stressed that there should be a place for everything and everything must be in its place. Otherwise there will be a chaos. You will not find the things when they are required most. Management should obtain orderliness in work through suitable organization of main and material. So there has to be organization, proper organization of the people as well as the proper organization of the material, like storing facilities, keeping the tools at the proper place. There has to be a place to keep the tools. There has to be a proper designed workstation and so on. Equity. All members of the organization should be treated equally depending upon the performance and the circumstances. So all are equal. So definitely there is a difference between a manager, a supervisor and a worker, but in front of the organization they are all equal. There must not be any partiality in promotion and transfer. So the HOD should not be partial to one person and having some grudge for the another person. So when there is a promotion, he will give promotion to his most favored person and avoid the other person who is actually deserving. So there should not be the partiality in promotions and transfers. Manager must exercise justice and fairness while dealing with their subordinates. He should treat everyone equal. Equity ensures healthy industrial relations between management and labor, which is essential for successful working of the enterprises. So this equity is very, very important and it is has to be observed by all the managers at all the levels. Stability of tenure. In short, what he says is that a single person should not be given new jobs after a few period or a small period. If you keep on changing the job of a particular person, he will not have interest in that job and he will not be able to develop the required skills for that job. So there has to be a stability after giving a certain job. He should continue in that job for at least a certain reasonable period. And other cases, the person should not be temporary for a very long period. After due course of time, he should be made permanent in the organization. So he will feel stable. There will not be a dangling sword that whether his job will be there or not. So he pointed out that the managers as well as non-managers need some time to learn and understand their job. If they leave or removed within a short period of time, the learning time will be wasted. In other words, employees should not be kept temporary for long period of time. However, incompetent person need to be removed or replaced and those who perform well must be rewarded. Instability of tenure is both cause and effect of bad management. Fayol points out that the dangers and cost of unnecessary labor turnover. Initiative. The superior should sacrifice their own vanity, means his own pride, to encourage and inspire those under him to show initiative. So manager or superior must take initiative and he should also make others comfortable and motivate them to take initiative. So subordinate should be given freedom to come up with suggestion and ideas. Your subordinate should not feel awkward, or he should not fear if he thinks something and he wants to tell you something, he wants to suggest you something, he has that freedom to suggest you. He should not shy away or he should not fear. This will not only add to success of the organization but also boost the morale of the subordinates. Spirit the corps, that is the teamwork, unity. So this is the principle, that unity of strength. Fayol here emphasized the need for teamwork and importance of communicating in obtaining it. So communication is very important when you work in the teamwork. We will look into teamwork separately. It is the team spirit that results in loyalty, dedication and commitment of the employees. This is important, that if there is a unity as strength, that spirit is there, then if the team spirit is there, there will be loyalty and dedication and commitment of the employees towards organization. The last is scalar chain. It refers to the line of command from top level to the lowest level. He felt that the scalar chain needs to be followed but not at all times. He stated that scalar chain can be short circuited if the situation demand so in the interest of the organization. He advocated the gangplank principle. Gangplank should be used to prevent the delay in the action. Now we will try to understand it with a help of a diagram. So this is the scalar chain diagram given by Henry Fayol. So there is FEDCB in one stream and PONMLA in the other stream. So A is at the top. He is heading two you can say departments, in which F is reporting to E, E is reporting to D, D is reporting to C, B is reporting to A, and in another department P is reporting to O, O is reporting to N, N is reporting to M, M is reporting to L, and L is ultimately reporting to A. So according to the chain of command principle or unity of direction principle, whatever F wants, of F has problem, he will tell to E, E will tell to D, D will tell to C, and C will tell to B, like that. And even if F wants something from P of the other department, if we want to communicate with the P of his own level of the other department, the unity of direction principles do not recommend that or stops that. So Henry Fayol developed a scalar chain principle that in case there is a need, F can communicate with P, E can communicate with O. So he called it as gangplank. So in case of a need or an emergency, there should be a liberty given to F or given to P that they can contact and communicate with each other. Same is the case with E and O, D and N, C and M, B and L. And furthermore, if required, F can contact one step above, that is O, for his requirements or for his problem. So here he tried to resolve the problem of unity of direction and unity of command to some extent. So these are all 14 principles given by the Henry Fayol. They are very, very fundamental principles of the management, and even still today they are relevant. So thank you friends for watching. You can resume viewing and switch on to tutorial 5, where we will discuss about the different levels of the management. Friends, please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Once again, thank you very much. Have a good day.